Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? FEMA camps are real. There's at least 800 of them that are throughout the United States of America. Some of them, one of the largest one of all, is just about an hour south of where I am, right here in Indiana. But in Wilton, New York, the location where the former President Ulysses S. Grant died is a prison that was closed, that is now operational, has 76 people working there, even though there's no prisoners there. And wait till you hear the conversation that happened between a NBC News reporter and the police, telling him he has to leave, that he cannot film the former prison, which, of course, is highly suspected by many now as an actual FEMA camp. I want you to hear this conversation, quite extraordinary. It takes about 3 minutes. Listen to this audio, and I'll be right back with more information on this. Are you serious?
A News Channel 13 crew was threatened with arrest today. It happened as they were working on a story about the historic cottage in Wilton, where President Ulysses S. Grant spent his final days.
Grant's cottage is located on Mount McGregor near the now closed correctional facility. Corrections employees who are still working at the empty prison made every attempt to stop Mark Mulholland from doing his job. And Mark shows us what happened now live from our Saratoga newsroom. Good evening, Mark.
Well, good evening, Jim and Benita. In more than 20 years in the business, I've rarely encountered anything quite like this. We were doing a story on Grant's cottage, but some corrections employees made their actions the story. Grant's cottage is located at the top of Mount McGregor. Just yesterday was the 129th anniversary of the death here of President Ulysses S. Grant. We shot some of the reenactment Wednesday and were assigned to go back there today to get some additional shots. We were doing a piece on camera in the shadows of the empty Mount McGregor prison when a car comes speeding toward us.
Oh, hey, someone's going fast. Watch that.
This is the exchange photographer Matt Soriano and I had with a man who identified himself as a corrections lieutenant.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
No filming.
We're doing a story about Grant's cottage.
Doesn't matter. You're on state property right now. You can't film here. You got to get the permission through Albany to film.
Okay, we can go shoot it from Grant's cottage then.
No, you're not up here for that. You're up here for different purposes.
We're doing a story on Grant's cottage as it relates to the prison.
Well, you'll have to take that through Albany.
No, we'll just go back to Grant's cottage and shoot it.
No, you're going to leave the mountain now.
No, we're going to go to Grant's cottage.
No, you're not.
You're rolling, right?
Yeah.
You're telling us we can't visit a historic site?
No, you're not. You're going to have to run that through Albany.
No, we don't run through Albany whether we visit a
You're on
historic
state grounds
site.
right now.
Well, we'll go to the historic site.
You can go up there. You can't film.
Oh, yes, we can.
No.
Yes, we can. What's your name?
Lieutenant Doran.
Lieutenant what, Doran? What's your first name?
It's Lieutenant Doran. Look, I'm not going to go around with you on this. You're going to leave the property.
We will. We'll go up to the historic site.
You cannot film up there.
We will go to the historic site in Georgia.
You know what? Jeff, make sure they don't go up and call the state police. Have them removed.
It gets, and it goes on. It gets. They try to block the door, the driveway, so they can't film. The state police show up, try to take their film from them. It gets really ugly, and all they were doing was filming about the fact that President Grant died there. And in the background, of course, is the prison where there is no prisoners, but 76 employees. The truth is, it is a FEMA camp, and they did not want that FEMA camp filmed. Now, it's shocking to some folks. I've brought up FEMA camps before, and people said, Begley, you're just a conspiracy theorist. You know, you're just freaking out over stuff. Folks, the New World Order is real. If you don't believe me, ask the President of the United States. Matter of fact, ask several presidents, starting with George H.W. Bush, who declared it to the whole world from the Oval Office in 1990 on 9/11. He did it again on 9/11, 1991, just before going to war in Iraq, before a joint session of Congress and a worldwide audience. He did it again, many other 8 times while he was president. Also, Joe Biden here recently has done it 3 or 4 times and goes into quite extent of what the New World Order is about, and that the Obama administration is helping bring in that about. That is part of their role. The Henry Kissinger, who may be known as the father of the New World Order, has said it many times on tape and on film. And also President Barack Obama, just one day before this incident took place on July 22nd of this year, 2014, the president gave a speech at one of his many fundraisers in Seattle, Washington, where he proclaimed that the old order was not holding due to all the chaos in the world, and that the governments of the world were going to bring forth a new world order. He said it would be a global event. It shall happen. So we are watching the rise of the New World Order, which the Bible calls the beast. And if you go to Revelation chapter 13, you know that the beast shall rise with 7 heads and 10 horns, and on those horns 10 crowns. And blasphemy will be their name. It will be an antichrist spirit. There will be an antichrist on top of the world, and he'll have a sidekick, the false prophet. The beast is the one world government, and the mark of the beast is the one world currency system that will involve your livelihood. And you, to receive it, you must renounce Jesus Christ and embrace the beast. So we are living in those days. Now, these FEMA camps are to be used for, population control. You can say what you want, but those things they exist. And as you could hear from the officer there, they don't want anybody getting this information out. I'm going to put the link below where you can go click on the link and watch the video yourself, and there's some paranoia among the troops. And I'm talking about the police and those that are being commissioned, if you will, to keep the public at bay as it relates to FEMA camps. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. Do you know Jesus as your Savior? Because believe me, we are living in the last days. The beast is rising, and the preparation has begun. I'll be back in just a moment.